Okay, that sounds good. I think we're live. Are we going to give people a minute to get tuned into us? So,
Absolutely.
yeah, we were just
Absolutely.
talking about the weather. I'm in Wisconsin. We had snow flurries yesterday. Today is the 26th of October, and it was a dusting, but it's enough that the trees have a little bit of a frosting on them, just a little bit. It's probably going to go away in the next day or so. So it doesn't really count as an actual snowfall fall yet, but it was definitely flurries.
Well, we don't here in southwestern Ontario. We do not have snow. I know Calgary has gotten snow, but very fortunate. I'm not a. On Friday it was nice and warm, and shorts weather, and now it's gotten cool again. So it's rainy and damp and cool out, just in time for Halloween.
Yes, my husband is wearing
So
a
welcome everyone.
shorts.
Well, there you go. We try to keep summer as much as possible, right? So I welcome everyone for joining us today. I'm Amber Salambier of Knots Untied Within, and I'm a certified emotion code practitioner. And I'm joined here with Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly Pitas, and welcome. Today is episode 15. So we have been doing this for 15 weeks, Amber and I working together doing these live. So again, I will echo her and say thank you for being here today. So we are working this month of October on procrastination with your home projects. So, are you one of those people that have just, the laundry that sits in the dryer? You don't even take it out of the dryer till you need to find some underwear, or it just piles up in a laundry basket and eventually you dig through there and get the clothes that you need. Maybe your garage is a mess. Maybe your car inside is a mess. If you have any of those little issues, then thank you for joining us, because we would like to be able to demonstrate the emotion code with you and help delete that nagging habit.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let us know where you're coming in from. I've got Lauren saying hi, Summer saying hey ladies, hey Amber, hey Holly. So hi ladies, welcome. Everyone else who's watching, come say hi, put it in the comments of where you're coming from. And if you'd like to volunteer to get your procrastination deleted or cleared, we would love to work on you. So what is the emotion code? It was written by Dr. Bradley Nelson. It's a book, it's a training program, which we both took, and it allows us to correctly identify the emotions that are blocking, stopping, resisting you from, you know, putting away the laundry, getting rid of the junk in your junk drawer, releasing the emotions that you're emotionally attached to get rid of your kids are now 8, but you still have their newborn stuff because you're emotionally holding on to that, or you're hoarding stuff, or whatever that looks like that in your house that is an issue for you. We would love to help you clear it. I know I've personally worked on myself clearing those habits, that getting rid of the stuff that why am I getting rid of my 5-year-old, or why am I keeping my 5-year-old stuff still? Because there's a lot of emotional attachment and we don't realize it. We just want to keep it close, and let's release those emotions that I was keeping all of that stuff, or why do I have all that? Why am I constantly moving piles around? Why not just with it? Well, let's clear the emotions that are causing that resistance to go through it. And it could be anything. We deal with trapped emotions. We deal with hidden emotions. There's absorbed emotions. So those are other people's emotions that are creating that blockage for us. There's inherited from your family, going back however many generations, vibrational resonance. So those are emotions that you're feeling all the time that are constantly vibrating, psychic traumas, prenatals, and so much more. So let us help you to help yourself. We would love to do that for you. So if you would like a session, let us know, give us permission. We wouldn't walk into your house without permission. We certainly aren't going to enter your energy field without permission. So we need permission, and that area that you would like us to work on, whether it's clearing out your junk drawer, whether it's putting away the laundry, doing the dishes instead of, feeling the frustration and the disappointment every time you look at the dishes piled all over the sink and the countertops. Let us help you clear those emotions so that you can come at it with a different point of view and a different perspective.
Yes. And so once you just type yes, and you can say, putting laundry away. So you will have identified the problem. By saying yes, you will give us permission that we can connect with you energetically and work with you. We would like to be able to determine a severity. So we're going to just determine how much this is a problem for you on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it a 10? Is it a 5? We are going to use the emotion code chart, and then we are going to identify the specific emotion that is causing you trouble, and then we will release it. So this is a copy of the emotion code chart. I do have one right behind me, but also it's Dr. Bradley has identified over 60 emotions and grouped them into areas that categories. And so Amber and I are both certified, and so we have some techniques that are able to help us quickly identify these emotions that are troubling you and then release them. And one of the difficulties that people often have is just, for whatever reason, this emotion got trapped, and it could have been from something truly traumatic and horrible. It could be something that, you overheard an argument when you were walking down the street and somebody was in front of a storefront was arguing, or you saw a commercial and it just sort of triggered something. And so sometimes you know that you had a specific event that was difficult, or sometimes it was just so minor you don't even remember it. And so that's the beauty of this emotion code system, is that we are able to ask yes and no questions directly to your subconscious mind. Once you give us permission, we can only do it during the time of the permission. And then when we're able to identify it, we don't have to know any details of the event per se, and then we can release it. And then we can hope that you are definitely feeling better. So I'm going to take this a moment to just scroll through my comments. I see that Sandra Jordan is here. And so this this is wonderful, Sandra. I have to read this. So she's back from last week. She said, I wanted to deal with my paperwork mess. Your clearing helped me tackle my bathroom cupboards. Yay. But she's still working on the paperwork. So she wants to have permission. So she's giving permission. I will work with her again from last week. Sandra, I am going to ask you if you can tell me what kind of paperwork. Is it your mail? Are you, not processing invoices? Is it school paperwork that you have to answer for your kids and you're just not handing it in? So if you can give me a little bit more specifics about the paperwork, I would appreciate that.
I just want to say hi to Brittany, who has joined us. Summer says, yay, I wanted to ask you about having a session on procrastination, but then I postponed asking you. I hate when that happens. When we just put it off, and then that's the thing that we wanted to work on. Absolutely. Isla is saying, my main thing is trying to let go of thinking about my ex. Isla, we're working on procrastination right now. If we can get to you at the end, we can certainly work on you. But right now we're working on procrastination. Those kind of emotions are definitely something that we can clear. I can set up an appointment with you. We can do an initial consultation and work on that. But right now we're doing procrastination. So Summer's saying, finish my book, putting away the vacuum cleaner after use every single time. Brittany's saying, yes, getting rid of old clothes and shoes I don't even wear. I have that issue too. They just sit there. And so I'm going to connect to Summer. We'll work on finishing her book. So I connect by using muscle testing. When everybody can muscle test, all of you watching can all muscle test. Your muscles will stay strong when you're incongruent to your truth, when you're telling the truth and you're thinking about positive, and if it's for your best and highest good, your muscles will all stay strong. And when you are thinking about something negative or it's not incongruent to who you are, your muscles naturally weaken. And it doesn't matter how strong you try, your muscles will weaken. And so we use that to gain access from our subconscious, which is something that we can't normally access from our conscious mind. And so my name is Summer. My name is Summer. So I'm not doing it very, very hard. My name is Amber. My name is Summer.
Self-esteem.
So we're just talking about finishing my book and the procrastination or the sensation of procrastination that is coming up towards finishing my book. So how many trapped emotions are causing that?
Heart wall of low self-esteem.
So we're going to clear pride.
You had before a heart wall was blocking with your paperwork. Did we release the heart wall?
What about hidden? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 9, 8, 4.
Do we have to do anything more?
Releasing guilt, hidden guilt.
On the heart wall, is it a trapped emotion? It's still heart wall. Is this an inherited heart wall? Okay, is it from my mom?
Releasing confusion.
Mom, is this from dad's side?
Inherited, vibrational resonance, psychic trauma.
Inherited heart wall. Row 2 from dad's side. Inherited heart wall of failure.
Releasing the trauma energy of altercation.
Heart wall, inherited heart wall of hopelessness. Releasing inherited heart wall of lack of control and releasing inherited heart
energy. Heart walls. No. So before today, what was the severity of this sensation of procrastination that I was feeling towards finishing my book? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now what is it? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Control.
So there you go, Summer. Hopefully you'll be able to, you may not get into it right away. Healing is done in layers. So we literally, it's like an onion, right? So we clear one energy after the next set, after the next set. Whatever comes to the surface is what we clear. So that layer of energy is now gone. So I have a feeling, I have a hunch that you'll be thinking at least about the book a little bit more, whether you pick it up. Maybe you need some more clearings to be done, but you'll pick up that book a little bit more or think about it a little bit more. And we look forward to hearing from you next week.
That's her.
So we've got Brittany saying, getting rid of old clothes and shoes that I don't even wear. So I'm going to work on Brittany now. My name is Brittany. My name is Amber. My name is Summer. My name is Brittany.
Stopping blocking Sandra from.
So what is blocking, stopping, resisting me from getting rid of old clothes and shoes that I don't even wear? All of those pieces of clothing that I keep in a bag or I keep in the back of my closet that I'm not even wearing. Heavy emotions are causing that.
Oh, so we still have more to do.
Releasing anxiety.
Scale of 1 to 10. It was a 10, 9.
Worry.
8. Now is it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Are there any hidden under?
The source, are you helping me with Sandra? Is she in alignment?
Releasing overwhelm.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop with Sandra. And I'm gonna come back to it. Can I come back to her later? Yes. Okay, so am I Holly? Yes. Okay, so Sandra, my goodness, you've got some kind of block going on. It really wants to hang on tight. So I think I released a lot of a heart wall for you, and then you additionally had an inherited heart wall, and so I released that. I'm going to come back to you a little bit later if you don't mind. We're going to finish the show and I'm going to connect with you a little bit later today. And I know that you are still hanging on to your chips too. And so I'm going to work with you again to kind of clear up these issues with the paperwork and with the chips. And we'll see if we can't make that happen for you. So thank you very much though for volunteering. I really appreciate the fact that you come and join us each week. That's wonderful. And so as as Amber was working, I want to make sure that you guys do remember that we are here each Monday, and it's 12 o'clock noon time Eastern USA time, and 11 o'clock Central time, 9 o'clock Pacific. And so we really enjoy that you come and join us each Monday. We are going to keep the procrastination, I believe, through the month of October, and then we're going to come up with something fun for November. I think that it is, it's kind of fun if we sort of hold a kind of a monthly theme and have a target. I know some people, depending on your schedule, you're maybe able to make the live show or maybe not. And so if for some reason you are stuck in a work meeting or something like that, and you would like to work on us, if you send either Amber or I a message through our Facebook pages, we'd be happy to take that as your volunteer information and work on you remotely, even if you are not able to make it for the live show. That's always fun too. So one of the beauties of this system is that we can work over a distance. We enjoy doing the face-to-face like we are here and now on Zoom, but we're also able to work with you on other means. So we could do the face-to-face, we can do it over the telephone, we can do it texting or just Facebook messaging. So I know there are some people that are traveling at certain times and they'll say, I'm going to be on a plane but I really need to have this work done. And so we can target a specific time to say we're going to do it, within this time space so that you are kind of prepared and ready for it. Or we can also just say, okay, we're going to go ahead and do it within the next day or so. So we're both really happy to work with you either way.
Absolutely. So I've just cleared Brittany. So Brittany, you should be good to go to at least start thinking about getting rid of those old clothes and shoes. Like I said, healing is done in layers, so it may not just be one layer, but cleared as much stuff as we possibly could. And yeah, today is the last Monday of the month, Holly. So, it is, because Halloween is coming up on Saturday.
True. That is true. And I feel so bad for all the kids that don't get to go official trick-or-treating this year. I know that was one of my very favorite things that I would do is, get as much candy as I possibly could and then take it home and hope my brothers didn't raid my candy bag. And then I would, of course, spread all the candy out and keep my favorites. And then I was willing to trade those things that were not my absolute top favorite. So Halloween was always good. Amber, are you kids going trick-or-treating or dressing up or anything?
They are. It's Charlie's birthday. He's going to be 5 on Halloween. He is a Halloween baby. So he's at school today, and he is so super excited because he gets double celebration, right? He gets presents on Halloween and gets candy. And I mean, we're fortunate here that our numbers are low where I live, that they're still allowed to go trick-or-treating. So he will be going out that night and doing all of the celebrations all week leading up to his birthday. So he's very excited. Absolutely.
That's terrific. What is he going to go as?
I think it's a blue Power Ranger. He keeps changing his mind. He's one of those children who just changes his mind every 5 seconds. So I think right now we're solid as a blue Power Ranger. And then he can practice his ninja moves. Like he's super excited.
Very fun. Well, early happy birthday and happy Halloween to Charlie. And of course, Joshua too. So yes, I have one of my little granddaughters. She's just under 2 and her neighborhood is going to have a parade. It's a socially distanced parade, but she has almost like a little sleeper pajama and with a hoodie and as an elephant. And so she is just cute as a button in her little elephant outfit. So yes. So, all right. So Sandra is also saying that she's happy that I'll be able to work with her a little bit later. She's like, you ladies are fantastic. So thank you very much, Sandra, for the compliment. That's wonderful. So I think it's interesting with doing the procrastination. I happen to have a printout of the different emotions that Dr. Bradley did. And the one that really pops up to me is failure. And I think we kind of all feel this way. It says, when one falls short of success or achievement in something expected, attempted, or desired, which can be putting the laundry away, and you feel like a total failure every time you pass that darn laundry basket. Yet we continue to procrastinate. And so I know that is one of the ones that I had cleared earlier, actually with Sandra. That's one of the emotions. So hopefully by having the clearings today, you guys are going to feel a little bit more successful and be happy with it. The other thing I find is that, when I'm the more I put something off, the worse it gets to try to do it. And then once I do it, it's like, well, why did I put it off? That really wasn't so bad. Or sometimes the projects that you think are going to be huge, and if you run a timer, it really only takes you like 7 minutes to do it. So doesn't make that 7 minutes happen any sooner, but at least you can also use some other techniques once the emotions are released to kind of talk yourself into just being a little bit more productive. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that for myself, it's, really paying attention to those emotions that come up when you're doing something, anything, really, really being present with those emotions, because those emotions are telling you something. And I often tell my clients, be aware of your emotions, pay attention during the week of how you're feeling and what emotions are coming up. So if you're, going to the cupboards more, why are you going to the cupboards more? And let's clear whatever we can clear in order to step forward. Let's take those steps to clear the underlying stuff, the stuff that we don't pay attention to. Pay attention to what you can, the shame and the guilt when you're eating the chocolate cake and nobody else is around and you're like shoving it in your mouth. Pay attention to those feelings as to why is that coming up and how you're feeling afterwards, because it's a really good indicator that there might be an underlying problem. And take care of yourself emotionally. It's incredibly important to take care of. We can clear all the underlying stuff, but it's the stuff going forward that is incredibly important. That emotional regulation.
True. And sometimes the most productive thing you can do is sit down and either just take a breath, have a cup of tea, read a book for a while. I think sometimes the fact that we are not motivated to do a project is telling us that we need some rest and we need to take a break. And there are some things that, although you want to have a clear area on your kitchen counter, it's really not the most important thing in the world. And sometimes if you're, working hard or you've got a lot of other stresses going on in your life from work or family or illness or what have you, take a break. It's okay. And sometimes if you even take a nap and wake up and have a fresh perspective, then it makes that task so much easier. So I do appreciate also the aspects of emotion code that do allow us to focus on self-care, because that's really, I think that's, in a nutshell, that's also really what it's all about, is the self-care and the clearing those things, whatever they are, that are causing us the pain or the frustration or the difficulties in our life, throwing that obstacle out in front of us. And by paying attention to ourselves, like Amber was saying, and taking care of ourselves, and then really studying what's causing these emotions to be trapped and releasing them. And it really helps us to go forward and be more productive.
It does. It does. We are still looking for at least one more volunteer. If you've got one more, if you've got something that you're procrastinating on, we would love to clear it in the few minutes that we have left. We've got about 7 minutes left, so that gives us enough time to work on at least one more person. So we would love to work on your procrastination so that you can get that motivation to take that next step in whatever home project you've got going on, whether it's the laundry or the getting rid of something or doing the dishes or getting things prepared for the next season, because I know winter is coming up here. So getting everything winterized or summarized if you're on the other side of the world.
True. Yeah, and then with all of the holidays that are coming up, that includes, extra food shopping, extra food preparation, bringing holiday decorations out, putting the old ones away, doing all of those extra tasks. A lot of times it seems like there's so many hours of projects that we have to do, and I think sometimes we forget. We'll just say, "Oh, we're going to get the decorations out." Well, I don't know. Is that going to take you an hour? Is that going to take you 5 or 6 hours? So that's always a little bit confusing. But I think too, for most people that are joining us today, I think you're pretty familiar with the emotion code. But for those of you who maybe are watching us on the replay and um, aren't really certain about all of the steps, that's one of the things that Amber and I didn't really go over today. But we did talk about your giving permission to us, and that gives us the permission to work with you and ask questions about, and these are anonymous questions, to your subconscious, to what might be causing the blockages. And Amber was really good talking about the fact in the beginning that we can have our own emotions, we can have absorbed emotions from someone else. It could be a major event, it could be a minor event that is sticking in our energy system. And then once we identify, or once we get permission and we are able to identify whatever you are trying to get past, today, it's procrastination. We also have to drink a lot of water, and it helps both the practitioner to keep our energy flowing freely, and it also helps you as the recipient, that if you're participating and you need to drink a little water, that's good. We then do something called kinesthetic muscle testing. And this is something that's actually very basic. It's a little weird the first time you see it or hear about it, but our bodies are, and our energy system within itself is not able to tell a lie. And things are answered either affirmatively or negatively. So it's either a positive answer or it's a no answer. And if you want to test this out at home for yourself, you can do something called the sway test. And what you would do is you would just stand up and you can say something that's positive, like love. And you'll find that you actually lean into it. And that you're going to go towards something that's positive. And if you say something that is negative, like the word hatred or war, you're going to find that you just sort of lean away from it. And that is the basics of how this kinesthetic system works. When there are other ways to test, some people do what's called a ring and ring, that your fingers, release if it's a negative, or they lock if it's positive. Some people do like a sticky test.
Yeah, I like to do the sticky test. So it's really nice and smooth if it's yes, and then it'll get sticky like hard if it's a no.
Yeah,
There's
and
the
that's
log
something that,
test.
yeah, you can do these very discreetly. Like if you're in a store or a restaurant or something, people will just think you're thinking. Whereas if Amber and I also both use this test a lot, and if you're doing this in a restaurant, I mean, people notice it. So you want to kind of sometimes you want to be discreet, sometimes you maybe don't care. But once we get the answer, so we're connected to you, we start using this testing of if it's going to be a positive or negative. We identify all of the different emotions on the chart that we say, is it this one, is it this one, is it this one, and then boom, we find the one that it is. And once we do that, and we can call it by name, then we are able to use our magnets and we take them over our governing meridian and we negate that emotion. And so it's actually pretty interesting. And magnets will kind of attract the negative and positive, or they will repel each other. And so by bringing this emotion essentially to the upper part of our consciousness and then negating it with the magnets, we're freeing our energy field. Because we're working by proxy, we are able to free your energy field and negate that emotion. So it's really a beautiful system and it works really wonderfully. So, and for those of you who are not certain about how this memory bank works, we have the choice of choosing to use our conscious brain, which we are doing right now, within actively talking or actively reading, actively doing something. It's almost like working on the computer and you're actively typing in a Word document or something. But then behind that is all the subconscious, all the autonomic processes that are going. We're still breathing, but we're not consciously breathing. Our heart is beating, our circulatory system is working. All of these systems are going on at the same time, much like all of the background programs running on your computer. And so by anything that goes into the background program in your computer is going to be permanently memorized. And it's going to be on your hard drive, which is exactly what our subconscious mind is for us, that it's like our hard drive. Any experience that we ever had is memorized there, whether we consciously recall it or not. And so that's where the system is so great, is that it just can access it directly, bring it into awareness, and then dissipate it. So some things that happens too when we process it is some people have a strong reaction to the processing. Some people, it doesn't feel like anything and it's just over and done with, and they go on and whatever their issue was is gone. Some people feel very tingly or giggly or tired or maybe a little short-tempered and cranky. And all of those processing systems work well. With drinking more water can help it process a little bit faster. And then if you do have an issue, maybe you do have to take it a little easy for a day or two. Then a lot of times that processing can pass within minutes or hours or within a day or so. If you would have any difficulty or questions with that, with your processing, certainly contact Amber or myself, and we're happy to work through it with you. So Amber, it looks like you just worked with an additional person.
I did. I had a private message come through. So I was just working with that person who wishes not to be named at this moment. So I was clearing their procrastination for stuff that they wanted to get done. So again, you can do that as well. If you don't want to be in the comments, that's perfectly fine. Private messages work as well. And we don't have to name you on camera. We can just go through and show what we do in order to do that. I have a lot of clients who don't enjoy being on camera, who don't want that face-to-face interaction. So a lot of my clients are done through Messenger, through texting, WhatsApp, kind of programs like that, so that I don't need to know what is going on. I don't need to know what the problem is. I don't need to know what the event is. So let's say something traumatic has happened and you still have that in your mind and you need it gone. Mm-hmm. We don't need to know what that event was. We don't ever need to have that discussion. You just need to think about it. So I've had lots of clients who I work with who have a lot of trauma and they don't either remember what the trauma was or they don't want to discuss it. Mm-hmm. I just say, okay, let's go back and see whatever it is and release those emotions. So if something traumatic happened, sometimes I'll say, think about it, just spend a moment and think about it, and I'll clear whatever I can. And it works phenomenally well, which is what one of those things is somebody who's come from a lot of trauma really appreciates, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to express how all of the stuff around it. I just want it gone.
Yes.
Make it gone.
Yes. And that's also something, sometimes people don't want to reveal themselves because they want it to be private that way. But then also sometimes we have people that maybe they've got a little bit of a celebrity happening and they don't want to have People magazine know that they contacted us. And so there too, people lots of times will set up an anonymous way to connect with us and, just say, I can't reveal my name, but obviously legitimize the fact that they want to have a legitimate appointment with us. So that is always an option too. But I see we are coming to the end of our time. Next time we meet, it's going to be a brand new month with a brand new topic. And so watch our cover pages because we will let you know ahead of time what we're going to work on. And if you've got any suggestions, definitely toss them out to either Amber or myself. I'm Holly Pitas. I have getfeelingbetter.com and Facebook. Easy to set up an appointment with me. We can work a lot more in depth, and I would love to work with you. And Amber.
And I'm Amber Salenbeer. It's notsonsidewithin.com or on my Facebook page. I'm also live on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, where I think we're going to be doing pain on Wednesday. So, if you watching and you've got physical body pain, then definitely stay tuned, because we'll be clearing body pain for that. It's one of the things that I really enjoy working on. So that's what we will be doing Wednesday. So have yourselves a great week, and we will see you next Monday, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.